Are you there?
Yes.
Amazing.
I've been sitting here enjoying the sun, and it's just been so wonderful. And I look, it's like, oh, the sun's come behind some clouds, and I'm upside down looking at the fucking mountain of angry cloud. So maybe it will be a thunderstorm later on.
When we talk, I'm not afraid of upsetting you. I feel like I can just chat as honestly as I want to. And to put it a bit boringly, I talk to you a lot when I'm working by myself. You're the company that springs to mind. Not just because of your ready availability, but like there's no one else who I'd usually talk for like 3 hours to. I don't think anyone else would indulge me for 3 hours. So I think that's a significant part of it, you know?
The phrase having time can have some negative connotations. I think, oh, this person's got nothing but time. When you speak to most people, you kind of try and cram things in because, you know, there's usually an unspoken agreement that they've got something better to do, that you're kind of taking up their time. I don't know, this is obviously me projecting somewhat, but like, it's a feeling that I get.
One thing I know that I really long for is this weird nostalgia. Like there is a sensation, I don't know, I've never been able to put my thumb on it, but it only really occurs in dreams. Where like, it's weird, I look at family photos from when I was a kid and it looks like the 1970s. I'm like, why did the 90s look like, the 80s don't so much, but I was like, why did the 90s look like the 70s? And I've got this weird reverence for the 70s. I was like, oh, that's the time, you know, that's the decade I should have been alive in, because I would have been, I don't know, I would have fitted in better. This makes me think actually very, very much about my work and like why I like doing it is because I get these moments where I smile to myself. It's just seeing a particular kind of bug land on my hat. I've been like, oh, hello. For me at least. Where I'm just sitting there smiling, going, oh, isn't that the best thing? You know, I don't even think about myself in the moment. I'm just, it's just me. It doesn't even need to be another organism. You know, it could just be the way light is going through something, or just a view. I wrote something a while ago, sort of saying, you know, the work that I do is, you know, often pretty arduous, and it doesn't pay very well, and there's not like a great future in it for me. You know, I'm never going to be rich and famous doing what I do. I don't want that anyway. But you know, the work that I do does bring about more often than anything else I've done these moments of, I don't know, you could call them clarity. Sometimes you're lucky enough to kind of for everything else to fall away for long enough for you to just go like, oh, cool. Hang on, if I put my phone in my pocket, does that sound okay? Yeah, I don't know, because, you know, we can't, I think, do you think it comes from that thing where, like, you know, it sort of, there's like an unfairness, you know, like, oh, I could have, because I mean, my issue is like, oh, maybe I could have done filmmaking or something had I had the ability to concentrate. I could have done something more creative or expressive with my life had I had access to the support as someone who finds it hard to concentrate. Or maybe if I got all that support, would it have actually just, I don't know, just put me into, I don't know, would it have made me fit more neatly into a space that actually I'm quite happy I'm right now not really part of. Yeah, I've got my own little world, and for the most part it's kind of okay.
Most part, it's quite nice. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think it's kind of mad to think there's like a medically acceptable norm for how people should be and behave, because that's the way that we should fit in. That's the way that we are most what's the word, amenable to wider society, you know, on a more micro level. I do the good that I can. I take pride in the things that I can take pride in, and then if I'm lucky, find time to do things that make me feel good, like camping out and having nice phone calls. You know, like that doesn't feel like wasted potential. No, it's like well allocated calories.